Hello friends, I am Vinit and today our topic is the emergency provisions. The emergency provisions can be proclaimed by the president, and during the emergency provisions the central government have more power than the state governments, and this is mentioned in the 8th part of the Indian Constitution of the Article 350 to Article 360. And there are the three types of the emergency provisions. The first is the national emergency that is mentioned in the Article 352, and the second is the president rule or the state emergency that is mentioned in the Article 356, and the third is the financial emergency that is mentioned in the Article 360. And now discuss all these three type of emergency provisions one by one. So the first emergency provisions is the national emergency that is mentioned in the Article 352 that can be imposed during the internal aggression or internal disturbance in the country, or the external aggressions of any other country, and also during the threatened for war. And after the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, it gave more power to proclaim this emergency in any specific part of the country, and it can only be proclaimed by the president. And this emergency were proclaimed in the 1975 and only for the one times. And there is a note that before 1978 nobody can question this emergency proclamation in the court, but after the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, a person can question this emergency proclamation in the Supreme Court. And during emergency provisions, the Article 19 were automatically suspended, but during these emergency proclamation, if the emergency were imposed for the internal disturbance, then the Article 19 will not be suspended. And according to the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, Article 20 and Article 21 will never be suspended at any condition. And these emergency were imposed during the Indochina War in 1962, and during the Indo-Pakistan War at 1971, and the national emergency were imposed in the 1975 for the internal disturbance. The second type of emergency provisions is the president rule or the state emergency that is mentioned in the Article 356, and it can be proclaimed by the president on the governor report or without governor report. And it's imposed when the constitutional machinery become fail in any states, or when the state fail to comply their all the direction given by the union. And if the emergency were proclaimed, then under 2 months parliamentary approval required, and it can be extended for the 3 months, or if it will be extended for more days, then after every 6 months approval required. And during the state emergency, the legislative assembly suspended or dissolved during these times, and there are no effect on your fundamental rights and your fundamental duties during the president rule. And the third type of the emergency provision is the financial emergency that is mentioned in the Article 360, and it can be proclaimed by the president by passing in parliament under the 2 months with the simple majority. And it can be continued for an indefinite period of time, or it can be removed by the president without the permission of the parliament. And matter of finance came under the union governments, and the salary of the employees of the states can be reduced during these emergency provisions, and the salary of the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court can also be reduced during these emergency provisions. Thank you.